This should be starting any second now. Hey everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Oh yeah, this is luxury.
Oh, you got a chair, that's good.
Yeah. Just wait for the panel to start, people.
Tops. But it works like this.
It's kind of funny. We're in this like, here I'll show you. It's like this big like pavilion thing. So it's kind of like this open area. We're all fighting the glare. It'd be better if it was in a room, I think. No, it starts now. East Coast time.
Yeah, we got jello shots. We got like winning shots.
And I already see some.
Hello, New York Comic Con. How are you?
Here we go.
So this is the McFARLANE Toys panel. We've got a ton of reveals to show you today. We put up a lot of pre-orders this week, but there's over 40 reveals today, exclusively for the panel. But I'm going to bring out a guy driving so much of our marketing efforts, AJ Morris. And legendary comic creator, our founder, creator of Spawn, Todd McFarlane.
There he is. Well, you're welcome. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks everybody for coming out. Appreciate it. As Brian said, we're gonna. One of the things that's sort of fun about this is not only talking about the products that we make, but just showing you stuff that nobody's seen before, right? So you guys are gonna get to see a bunch of stuff for the very first time. We're gonna reveal it for the first time, so you guys are in the audience. We appreciate you guys coming out. We'll get going. I've got to leave. Just to let everybody know, I got to leave. I got another appointment off-site, so at 2:15, I got a hard out because I got to get someplace. But anyways, go.
Okay, we're doing something. This is the first time we've ever done this, at least to my knowledge. We obviously have the DC Multiverse line. We're gonna let the guys and girls and ladies in the room decide which figure we're gonna make next year. So if you all have your cell phone and you scan the QR code that comes up on screen, you can vote for the figure. We're gonna show this QR code a couple times during the panel, and at the end of it,
there you go, you can scan.
Right. So you guys don't understand what we're doing here. We always get down to certain characters that we want to make a choice, but everybody that's in this room is going to make the choice. Nobody in America, nobody in the world, the people sitting here in front of us, you guys are going to get to make the choice, and whatever that final data is at the end of this panel, that's the figure we're making, so you guys get to make the vote today. So go ahead and do it if you want. Uh-oh, it's already climbing. Oh man, here we go.
65 votes so far, keep it going.
All right. So keep going. We'll flash it up a couple times, and then we'll come back and we will put that on our list of figures that are coming your way. So,
okay. First up, movie maniacs. Obviously, how many people saw Beetlejuice a couple months ago?
Woo!
AJ's got some stuff to show you, including 2 reveals here.
Yeah, so we got here from the original Beetlejuice movie and from Michael Keaton's return to Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice that just came out in the theaters not too long ago. These are actually up for pre-order right now and are going to be hitting stores in the next couple of months. So really excited about these. And then we got a couple first looks here of Astrid, which of course played by Jenna Ortega from Wednesday, and Bob the Shrinker as well. So look forward to those coming soon too in winter 2024.
yeah, and I think that Hollywood was a little bit surprised that this brand that came out decades later had the impact that it had. I know Tim Burton, having a conversation with him, was pleasantly surprised at how many people sort of fondly remember it. So we're able to come back and jump on that. My favorite is Bob. My dad's name is Bob. And he can be a little bit of a pea-head sometimes. But, so take a look when that comes out, because it's out right now.
Okay, cool.
Coming up later this year, it's going to hit theaters November 15th, Red One, which features Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus. We've got 3 great figures here coming. Todd, you've art directed Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson sculpts numerous times, right?
Yeah, Dwayne's a geek like the rest of us, which is always fun when you get to meet the celebrities and they're into what you do. So every time we do a figure of him, he like gets super excited. He goes, I get to put it on my shelf next to the other figures that we have, and we have to get approval from him. But as I mentioned, like a few years back when we did him as Black Adam, he only had one comment. Todd, it looks really good, just one comment. You didn't make me more ripped, right? So we'll make sure, whatever the comment is, you always do it. Years ago, I remember I made Ozzy Osbourne look like a Greek god because Sharon wanted him to look super sexy, even though he didn't look like it. She just went, can you give him a big chest and give him a 6-pack? And can you give him ripped, and can you get rid of the love muscles and whatever? And I go, Sharon, whatever it is, we will do it. It's called plastic surgery. It's a different version of plastic surgery. But whatever the comments are, the people that you have to get approvals, you do it with a smile on your face. They're the customers. And they usually make choices that are actually right. And it's, that I remember on the Black Adam, the costume I thought actually took away from Dwayne's physique a little bit, even though we were doing it accurately. But we all think of him as being way more muscly. So I thought he made the right call from a toy point of view.
Nick, played by J.K. Simmons, The Rock is Caleb Drift, and Krampus. There's a lot of great creatures in this movie, and we love creatures here at McFarlane Toys. There's a 2-pack as well, featuring Jack O'Malley, played by a somewhat famous actor known for Captain America, fighting a big snowman. And then there's a 4-pack, which is an Amazon exclusive that features one of Santa's security detail, which is the polar bear named Garcia. So all this coming, exclusively launches in theaters on November 15th, so go check that out.
The one other thing I'll add, just the pre-order launches on October 24th. So next Thursday, pre-orders are going to go up, and we actually have a pretty cool video that'll be going up that day. We got JK and Dwayne Johnson seeing their figures for the first time, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's always fun. If you guys have ever seen any of those, whether it's our company or others, when they actually hand figures to the actors finished for the first time, and then they film it, and you get some pretty interesting responses. Because here's what I found about celebrities in Hollywood. You can only give away so many DVDs of your movie, and it's flat, and it's not, you can't really do much, right? And the reason they like figures, because they go, oh man, I can give that to my daughter, I can give that to my niece, or I can give that to my nephew, and they can put it up on the shelf. I can, and for Dwayne, I remember he was like, hey Todd, can I get one early? I want to give it to my mom for a Christmas gift, right? Because it's a 3D thing you can put out 365 days a year on a shelf, and it's not a DVD. It's not a DVD. Not very sexy, and so they like some of the ancillary stuff that they do in their movies.
We're going to jump to Spawn, and we have a pre-order that's going up on the 21st, that Monday, AJ, right? Yeah. Which recreates, obviously, Todd, your iconic Spawn #1.
Yeah.
First time translated into 3D?
Yeah, so again, this was going to be a difficult one because, let me tell you, it's always easy to distort things in 2D on a piece of paper. I mean, you just draw it, you don't really think about it. I mean, think about stuff like The Simpsons and South Park. What does the back of their heads look like? And when you're making a toy, you have to actually make all those considerations, right? Well, this drawing is the one that's got capes and it's all folded up and everything. And so for the first time, we had to actually sort of walk through it and go, how would all this work out? It's also got the cool necroplasm on the hands there. But we've been doing a really good job of capturing some of the essence of some of the statues we've been doing with some of the brands.
Moving on to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Spawn made a guest appearance in that last year, and we've got action figures up for pre-order right now.
Yeah, so part of the deal when I made it with Activision was they go, man, can we put Spawn in our game? And the answer's like, of course you could. But as part of it, I went, would it be cool if I could make toys of the figures that you put in the game? And they were like, well, that's what it takes to get the deal done. And so I was able to just peel off a little bit so I could have some fun. Go, well, why should anybody else? Because they had, I think, a license with somebody else. I go, man, somebody else can't make my Spawn, right? I've got to make it myself. And we were able to negotiate it really quickly, and they were happy with the results. Hopefully some of you that are either video game fans and or Spawn fans, here's another sort of iteration you can go and look for.
You talked about at your panel yesterday, Spawn 1977. We've got your blue high school iteration of Spawn that's exclusively at Walmart. So go check that out.
Yeah. So this is we came out with the red one because I changed the color a little bit. But the original Spawn I created in 1977 when I was 16 years old, and I put in a comic book. That one that you see off to the right, that's in blue. That was a comic book that I was doing, and I still have that comic book. There's talk and image of me re-releasing it, literally inking it and coloring it and getting it all done from my 16-year-old pencils, but I would do my modern inking over it of this 40-page comic book that I have, and that's a panel of it from on the right side. But he was originally blue, and the reason he was blue was because, go back to 1977, what was happening back then, right? This small little movie come out called Star Wars, and it was just starting to take over the world, right? I know it's hard for you to believe that there was a day that the world didn't have Star Wars, but it was just coming, and I went, oh man, I got this character named Spawn, I'm gonna do this whole story that took place in space. And so, given that it took place in space, and it was a fantasy story, I thought that space is cold, so his costume should be blue. And then later on, when I converted it and said, it's gonna be from hell, well, hell's hot, I better make the colors warm. So the color is not a variant, it's actually accurate to what I created when I was a 16-year-old kid.
And then over at our friends at Target, our page punchers, this actually has a variant cover. The only way you can get the variant cover of this 2-pack here that Todd's going to hold up is at our friends at Target. So, and Todd's going to sign a couple of these.
Yeah, we'll give a couple of these away here. So, to his point, I came in here, this is the original cover, I came in and I re-altered it so it would match the figures that are in there. So, for some of the hardcore comic book collectors, this is the only place you can get that comic book, is in this toy. You're not going to be able to get it on the newsstand or at your favorite comic book store because it's only in this packaging right here. So.
And it was, I think, a unique story that was probably spanned over many issues, but was repackaged for this book. So yeah, a truly unique offering here, and you get Raven Spawn and Ninja Spawn all in the same box. There you go.
And I don't know if you guys know what some of these page punchers, they also come with stands on the back. They come with a bookmark, but they have a stand, so you can put the stand, you can put the book, and then you can put the figures in it. So we try to make stuff be like a diorama and a display as much as possible. So.
We're going to jump over to Marvel. We launched our...
Yeah. Can I just jump in? Go for it. Can I just jump in? I'm going to take a side step away from McFarlane Toys. So I'm going to put my comic book hat on a little bit. So years ago, way back in 1994, we started McFarlane Toys, right here in New York City at the very first toy fair that I ever attended. During the pandemic, I did my first Kickstarter, right? We did the Spawn based on Series 1, the very first line of toys that came out. We just recently completed our second Kickstarter coming out from my comic book company, not my toy company. But I thought I would share, if you guys don't mind, a minute. I've got one of them here with me to show you. If any of you supported it on Kickstarter, I'll show you what it looks like. You get the big fat box. As you can see, it's way bigger than a lot of stuff. It's got the that red foil on it. You get the slip cover. You pull off the slip cover. You open it up. It's got the ribbon on the side that you pull, should be on the outside. You pull the ribbon and you open it up, and then you get all of it in here. This is the one without the signature on it. If you got the one with the signature, you're going to get a signing plate right up in here, and then you're going to get a big giant sword. You actually don't even need this plastic right here, right? You can take the plastic off so you can see all the pieces, but there's, I think, about 20 accessories that we added to it. And then in here, once you take all the foam out, because all this is nice and soft, you get the toy. He's strapped in there with one of them. You get the comic book that originally came with it, and then you get the certificate, whatever else. So, and there's a bunch of magnetic pieces. So all of you that ordered it, I said I was going to try to speed up that delivery. We're well underway making these things. I just want to show some of you that said, oh, maybe he's making it up. But we're well on our way to be able to ship thousands and thousands of those probably in the next month, right? So some of them will be ahead of schedule. And one of the things I want to do was, besides make the most detailed toy ever, I also wanted to be able to sort of ship it as faster than anybody ships stuff at Kickstarter. So if you help back it up, thanks. It's coming your way really soon. All right, back to regular program.
I was going to ask if it was your most detailed figure.
It is my most detailed figure by far.
We're going to jump over to Marvel. We've got a lot of statues up for pre-order right now, including Todd's 2 covers, 340 and 345. We've got the Hulk right in front of them there. And it's just a great translation. So these are up for pre-order. Go get them now. I think the Hulk is probably my favorite so far.
Yeah, so there's the thing with Marvel, our collectible figures that we do, they're not articulated, right? So what's fun about it is that we can play with scale, right? So we wanted to play with this one because it was sort of big and heavy, and it was a cool design to get there. But then we're also picking drawings, not necessarily mine all the time, but that one that's sort of a famous cover there with the screaming Wolverine head. And I don't know if we even have it up here, but...
I got it on screen.
Oh, we got it up on screen? Okay, so there it is. So somewhere along the line, we had to finish the rest of the body, because all there was a head, right? And this is a little bit of going back to the Spawn statue. These drawings have existed, you guys know it, but now we have to actually invent all the rest of it. So that's my interpretation of what the rest of the pose is. And I don't know if you can clearly see it or not, but if you zoom in on the claws, you're going to see the reflection of Hulk in the claws, just like on the actual cover itself. So we've got that detail for sure. So the face is accurate, the reflection is accurate, and that's some of the fun we get to have with some of the Marvel figures that we're picking. Again, a small fraction would be some of the stuff that I did, but they've opened up the library. We get to pick whatever we want.
And arriving at stores now is actually a borderline chase figure of Spider-Man 300 in a symbiote suit, also based on Todd's artwork. So go look for that at brick and mortar stores.
We're gonna get that because I signed one of these yesterday.
Right, and so there's that's an exclusive where
it's in stores at Walmart and Target.
Right.
Walmart.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody brought one up. So that's the black version, right? Hard to believe, ladies and gentlemen. I still have the sketch of that cover, and on the side the note is we should do 2 covers. Let's do him in the black costume because he's wearing the black costume, right? Because this is the one that is basically the origin event of that issue. And then I said, but since he's going to get his red and blue costume back, we should do 2 covers and do the red and blue classic cover. And they came back to me. I still have the letter, and they were going, Todd, nobody's ever going to buy more than 1 cover for a comic book. What are you talking about, right? Like multiple covers for the same issue? It's like, what are you talking about? People won't do that. So stop it. So what I was able to do was convince them, okay, if we can't do multiple covers, then what if you take one of them and make it the cover for 301? So if you remember, 301 is the red and blue with the white behind it. So I was kind of a man ahead of his times going to multiple covers long before that was ever a thing. But because this is actually truer to what the cover ended up looking like for ASM 300.
And speaking of that second cover, there's going to be a signed Spider-Man 301 for sale exclusively with McFARLANE Toy Store. So if you're a fan of that cover, you like Todd's signature, go to McFARLANE Toy Store. We've got 2 brand new, these are reveals, 1/6 scale statues based on the art of Mike Zeck for the Black Suit Spider-Man and Jack Kirby's The Thor. And you can see the incredible translation here. These are in the 1/6 scale line, so same scale as that Hulk statue or the Wolverine statue. Broadening the slate of characters and whatnot that we're featuring here.
So again, as I mentioned, Marvel gave us their entire library. We're allowed to pick and make figures from everything from 1962, from Fantastic Four #1 all the way to today, which allows me, from my perspective, to do 3 buckets. One is the people that inspired me in my career and basically helped put Marvel comic books on the map. 2 is the era that I lived in and I worked at Marvel and my peers and all of us. And then 3 is sort of the current crop of people, the new generation. And we get to sort of bounce back and forth between all of them. Also, a bunch of them come with backdrops, cardboard backdrops, right? Like the Secret Wars one will come with a backdrop so that you actually get to, simulate some of the actual artwork that was on the comic book covers themselves. But Jack Kirby was a big influence. Oddly, people go, what? I don't see it. But Jack Kirby was a big influence on my artwork, so I'm trying to tip a hat to him too.
In the 1/10 scale, so these are 6-7 inches tall if they were standing straight up and down. These are up for pre-order. We revealed these over the summer at San Diego Comic-Con. But obviously the standout piece here for me is Todd's Venom from Spider-Man 316, which we've got right there. There's a movie around the corner for Venom as well, so perfectly timed here.
So we got the Venom 316. Again, does it beg the question of, man, you should do a Spider-Man so that we can have a Spider-Man someday, so that you can put this Venom and hook it into your Spider-Man so that you can actually have the cover to 316 combined? Yes, right? So we'll get it, even if it's just a club exclusive or something, we'll get to it so that you can sort of get these dioramas that make more sense. I mean, a lot of the covers we have, the key character is just one, but in other places, when you've got 2 characters, we're trying to see if we can actually get the 2 of them, so when you put them together, you actually sort of complete the cover, if you will.
Yep.
Love you, Todd!
No, I love you too, Mom!
Then a new slate of reveals here, 5 new statues that are going to be coming out soon. One that features Todd's Spider-Man from the interior of 302, but also Captain America, Cyclops. We're slowly getting through that X-Men #1 by Jim Lee, Storm from Marvel Tales, etc., Daredevil by Joe Quesada. So yeah, great selection here.
Yeah, so 2 of them, the Captain America and the Daredevil are more, a little bit more modern of what you talk about. The Storm is from a drawing I did for, I think it was called Marvel Tales. I did covers for Marvel Tales that was Spider-Man and X-Men. It's the only time I ever did any mutant stuff. But given that I'm a big cape person, right, it was easy to go, hey Todd, which one of these you want to pick? It's like, let's do the one with the big cape, right? We need to get some females in there anyways, and then we get a female with the cape. So, and the Spidey on the other side is fun because we added all the webbing on it to give him, because here's the thing with Spider-Man, we found out on one of our first ones, that when you put him in a crouch, even though he's in scale, when you put him in a crouch, he gets kind of small. So it was like, man, we got to have all the webbing, which is why I had the webbing in the first place, was to create volume for that character on the page. And now we're going to have to be doing the same thing in the toys. So this one's going to come with all the crazy, what we call spaghetti webbing. So.
We're going to take a beat. AJ's going to explain, we released a lot of platinum editions, their chases, their exclusives, etc., etc. We're going to make this shift next year. We're going to break it out a little bit further. AJ's going to walk us through that.
Yeah, so like Brian was saying, in spring 2025, we're going to add some clarity to the Platinum Edition stickers using some new colors. So if it's a silver Platinum Edition sticker, it's a 1-to-1 chase figure, so a redecoed version of the same character. The red stickers are going to be entirely new characters, so not a 1-to-1 deco variant. And these are largely going to be in-store chase figures, so that's the distinction when you see a silver sticker or if you see a red sticker.
Yeah. So what we found, and it's interesting because I've been here now for 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm getting a lot of people come and saying a lot of nice stuff about what we're doing on the DC multiverse line. But one of the comments that seems to be sort of repeating itself is us doing these characters that are what we call the deep cut characters, right? I mean, everybody knows that you've got your A-listers, and you've got your B's and your C's, but sometimes we go down even further than that. But the only way we can kind of get away with it is that we have to sort of do it very limited and figure out ways to make it, because we know there's not going to be a big audience for them because they are basically further down the rank and file. So we have to figure out ways to get there. But if we do it right, then it seems like that small group of people who are fans of those characters are willing to go for us to sort of find, I don't want to call it the cheat, but the way to be able to get those characters to the marketplace. Look at, I said it before, I collected baseball cards and sports cards when I was a kid, and we have these conversations of trying to make the rookie card. In this case, the first figure of these characters for the very first time, right? Like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, we're gonna continue to make all those, but they've been made not only by myself, but by other companies for decades. It's kind of exciting to be able to take something and know nobody else has ever done it, and then put it out there. And that's the response we're getting from people going, oh man, you finally made this quirky character that nobody cares about, and it seems to be working, right? The retailers are pretty happy with it, and when they're happy, it means that we basically keep putting more of these characters out there for you guys to collect.
There's one more special edition of Platinum Edition. JJ, you want to go through it?
Yeah, so there will be a gold sticker as well. So those are ultra rare versions of figures, and these will include authentic artifacts as an example from the movie. So in this case, Red One, Dwayne Johnson, it will have a piece of his costume from the movie in a small, like a limited amount of figures. So this one won't actually have the gold sticker yet, as it's starting in 2025, but this is just an example of what to look out for. If you see a gold sticker, you know that's something that is ultra rare.
Yeah, and they've done it in sports where they take people's uniforms and things like that, and they cut them up and they put them in, and they've got a limited amount. We're asking sort of the same thing. Is there any way we can get our hands on props or costumes or anything that we could put in there and make it pretty sort of special for those people who might end up getting their hands on it? And luckily, the good people at Warner Brothers Consumer Products have been very helpful, and a lot of other people at some of the other brands are like, yeah, Todd, it sounds good. Whatever you got, bring it to us. We'll let you know one way or the other. So we're going to continue to keep trying and experimenting. You guys out there, let us know whether we're hitting the mark or not, and help guide us.
Okay, we're going to jump to DC Multiverse. Here we go. We're going to touch upon that poll. If you weren't here in the beginning, we're letting you guys pick the next DC Multiverse figure that we come out with in 2025. So scan that QR code once it loads here. We're up to 105 votes, so yeah, keep it going. Leave it here for a second, but we're going to keep on moving. We'll do it one more time at the end of the panel. That's when we'll close the poll. But to start us off, all these you've seen, AJ's promoted these quite heavily, but a great lineup of figures that are up for pre-order right now. I'll call out the Target exclusives and the Walmart exclusives. Finally got you a metallic Green Lantern figure, so excited about that. And Ace the Bat Hound, an essential character to the DC Universe. So look for those. And when they start to hit stores in the next couple of weeks, a couple of sneak previews here though. We haven't really tapped into Jack Kirby's New Gods here, but you're going to get Orion, as well as JSA figure like Wildcat. Any Fleischer Superman fans can see the resemblance there on the far right Superman, and then Aqualad there in the middle. So 4 great characters coming to DC Multiverse.
Yeah, the Wildcats, when I was a kid, I just thought it was cool. I thought Black Panther was cool. Like the people that were on all one color, dark color, mystery men. I like Batman. I was always sort of drawn to the creatures of the dark. But when Kirby left Marvel comic books and he came over to DC, right? They sort of kicked open the doors and they said go. And if anybody out there has ever read any of the New Gods, it's crazy stuff. I mean, visually it's crazy.
No, it's Action Comics #1.
Sometimes I wonder if the old man was snorting sometimes before he was doing it, because he just comes up with ideas that just are so radical. But the designs and the looks and the visuals of all of them look like toys. The one thing that Kirby did great is that whether he knew it or not, he was designing like ancillary product really easily. So.
Yep. Yeah. So Orion comes with his Astro Glider. We released Darkseid, which was very Kirby inspired, a few months back. So
and a little bit of clarity. The Fleischer Superman, for those of you who don't know, that was the first animated Superman cartoon ever. Like it's if you've ever seen like Snow White, the first Disney full-length feature, it still holds up today. If you watch Snow White, the Fleischer comic, the Fleischer animation still holds up today. If you can get your eyes on any of it, I don't know if you can go to YouTube or whatever else, but it's brilliant. It's brilliant stuff.
We're going to jump over to Build-A-Figure Waves. So Justice League Task Force was both a comic book, but also a Mortal Kombat style fighting game. So we are recreating that Mortal Kombat style fighting game with classic 90s versions of these characters in an 8-bit or 16-bit deco. So you're going to get Aquaman, Superman, Flash, and Batman. And then of course the Build-A-Figure needs to be Darkseid. So Darkseid in that video game deco. So really exciting, coming fall 24. So look for that to go up in pre-order soon.
Yeah. One of the other things that we're doing that we're getting good response from too is, if you look up there, is the wire capes. We're doing wired capes now that are working really well, right? And what used to, I think, oh, right here, they're articulated themselves. And what used to happen was, to make it work, you used to have to like make it really thick and it looked bulky, and then if you did it, it was heavy and it would droop. But if you made it too thin, it wasn't strong enough to hold it, right? So there was this constant struggle of, are you going to ruin the aesthetics to get it to work, or are you going to get it so that it actually looks pretty good? I think we're in a pretty good range right now. I mean, we're going to continue to push to see if they can do it. But the good thing about the wiring that we have now, as I've said before, it works quick and it works fast. So I've got Christopher Reeve, Superman here. He's got him standing here in his cape. But if I want to make his cape go to the side really quickly, literally, right, bam, right? It literally is an articulation now. The cape is an articulation. If I want it to go behind him, because I want it for him to fly, right, it will stand out in the back. So now you can do whatever you want. You can make it go to the left, the right. If he's down here, you want to make him look like, you know, Dracula, so it wraps around him. It'll stay, right? And so I promise you what we're experimenting with is to see if I can pull this off with my Batman Year 2 long capes and Spawn, right? And like, how long can I put that wire before it starts to droop? But it would be cool if I could, we're still trying to figure out how far we can make it, but I still want to do a Batman with a cape about this big and a Spawn with a cape that big, because I think it would just be super fun.
One last mega figure entry here, Swamp Thing fans. This is from Swamp Thing 5758, the red version of him. So if you're a fan of this comic run, go check this out. A totally different take on Swamp Thing here.
That's interesting.
Jump ahead to another reveal. So we released a wave of Batman and Robin figures last year. It was a Build-A-Figure wave, right? We got to build Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So there's one key accessory. We've released a lot of vehicles this year. So the Batmobile from Batman and Robin will be coming this fall, and Todd's got it in his hands right now.
So here we go. Yeah, that line went really well for us.
Oh, wow.
We're going to now have it that will hold the figure. Right, you've got like a sticker in there, but AJ pushed it. But again, we always have the buttons you can push. And so if you push the button on, it's not, I don't know if it's dark enough, but you get the lights on the front, you get the lights on the hood, you get the red on the inside. But if you push the button the second time, it turns it off. It turns it off, but then you hit it again, and it blinks, and sounds like it's going. So you can either give the illusion that it's in motion because it's blinking and making sounds, or you can click it off and just go, no, I just want it to be stationary. I don't want any sound. I just want it to be lit. You probably can't see it because it's too much sun here, but this one really, in a dark room, really shows really well, just like in the movie. So a bit of fun there with that one.
Yeah, we'll leave it up on the table if you want to see it up close in person after. Hang tight. We're not at the questions yet. Hang tight. Do we have any Snyderverse fans in the room? Right. So we've. AJ's been launching pre-orders like a madman. These just all went up this week. So we get Zack Snyder Batman v Superman take of Wonder Woman, Armored Batman, the Nightmare Batman. Maybe one of the best chase figures I think we've done is the False God Superman. So look for that at your favorite retailer, brick and mortar store. Obviously, the big bad villain was Doomsday, and Superman will come with that kryptonite spear there. Darkseid. This is actually on display down in the Walmart booth, so if you want to check it out, because the background's actually pretty cool. It comes with a lenticular background. It's not in the image here, but it actually looks like the flames are moving, so that's really neat. And then
on that, can I just say that the Darkseid sitting on the throne? We were out doing a little bit of promotion yesterday, and the voice of the character in the movie happened to be walking by at the Great Border,
taking pictures of his own.
He's going, oh man, I'm going to order that. But he came, and so we took a couple pictures of it. The actual guy, we were putting it in the cell there, and then by coincidence, I found out I've got a couple kids live in Pasadena, California. He literally lives like 2 blocks from him. So I told him, I make sure I'll walk down and give you a couple of your own toys. Because he's been ordering them. He's been ordering them and being one of our supporters. But it was kind of fun to actually see the actual actor like going, oh man, now I got a throne of myself. That's cool. And then when he found out it was a lenticular, the way the flames going back and forth, then he was like, shoot, I might get 2 of them now. But yeah.
I think AJ will post that photo at some point on social media of Darkseid with the actor. And then we have a 2-pack with all the weapons included on McFarlane Toy Store for armored Batman with the busted up helmet, and then the Nightmare Batman with his kind of mask on. But you get all the weapons in that 2-pack for McFarlaneToyStore.com as an exclusive.
Yeah, and that one has a battle damage head on it, as you can see there, right? And different weapons and stuff. So.
Todd was showcasing the cape, but we revealed this the other day, which is Chris Reeve's Superman, 1978.
Christopher Reeves, you believe a man can fly, right? Yes, Christopher Reeves. So you'll get the stand, the flight stand, and again the flight stand pivots, right? So the thing that holds them actually pivots, so you can have them going in any direction you want. So once you put it on, it's just a clip. We've done it before, but then you can put them in the pose that we all know from the movie poster with the fist, lots of articulation. The head actually pivots up, so you can make it look like he's flying, and because you get the cape to do whatever it is you want, you can simulate the poster as close as you want with it. So yeah, we're quite proud to be able to finally come back and do justice to Christopher here, because he's sort of the Superman actor I think that most of us think about.
And there's that great documentary, I don't know how many people have seen it, but really remarkable. And then in terms of the figure, just again, Evil Superman, that head that you're seeing on the right-hand side will be the chase figure as part of that collector edition. So lots of alternate hands, things like that. So yeah, excited to finally get to 1978 Superman. We revealed this at San Diego Comic-Con, but just an update here because we've got some early deco samples, and you can see that we're rebuilding the Murray Franklin set from the climactic scene of the first Joker film with the Murray Franklin figure as well, played by Robert De Niro. So yeah, very excited.
Yeah. It took a while for us to be able to get this license, but it's now fun because again, there's iterations go behind trying to get the legalities and making sure that the actual actors themselves, the talent, sign off and everything. So this is going to be a fun one here with our sort of TV host show backdrop on there. So we thought about doing the stairs, but we go, man, it's going to be too big for you guys. You're not going to have enough room. So we had to take something a little more reasonable that you could put on your shelf at home.
We're going to just before Todd has to jump here, a couple things I just want to showcase. Todd's mods. So these are new designer vinyl figures here. That Todd's kind of what you're dreaming up on a napkin sketch, and then the design team's kind of running with it from there. But 4.5-inch designer vinyl figures that are just our Batman villains on steroids, more or less. So super cool.
So the mod is, and we just come up with stupid stuff, but the mod is for McFarlane's outrageous designs. But one of the things that you do, I think that you have to do in business, you have to give like a wide variety of prices and sizes and scales and options to the consumer and let them decide what they want. And some can be super serious, some you can have some fun, right? I mean, again, Funko's made a complete industry out of it. And you just sort of give all those options out there. So this is just us taking what we already know to be popular, be a little bit fun. It becomes an easy price point, and it's kind of big and goofy and muscly, and it's sort of what I would have thought Bane looked like, or Batman, or any of the other characters would look like when I was like 10 years old. And so this is sort of Todd's 10-year-old brain going, what should these guys look like? Right? So.
Last but not least, before Todd bounces, big announcement for us. It's one of the biggest comics last year at DC, which is a big crossover event, which is Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. So AJ's got the sample. First time I think we've done a Kong figure, to my knowledge. So take it away.
All right, so you're gonna get it. We got the 2-pack, right? So you got Kong, you got Batman, you got the 2-pack, but at some point, most of you are gonna go, Todd, either Kong is too small or Batman's too big. So we solved that a little bit because you'd get 2 Batman figures in your 2-pack. So you put the one down, we give you the little one, right? And now back in action, you got some reality to it. So I don't care which one you want to put on your shelf. But that's it. We'll let you choose who's going up against Kong. The big guy, the bad guy. There's also a couple heads that come with it. So you got the screaming Kong and you got the sort of relaxed Kong. So this guy's always going to be fun. Whenever I've always been a big Kong fan ever since I was a child. So any kind of monkeys are fun to me. Even Gorilla Grodd. So.
Todd, we're gonna let you run to your next appointment, but thanks for joining us on our panel.
You guys gonna go? Yeah. Okay. You're gonna show
that now, real fast?
You're gonna show this one here.
Yeah.
I just want to show one thing before we go. One of the things that we did before I go, there's plenty that they're gonna still show you, is that we did a bunch of magnetic stuff on the Kickstarter, right? Pull stuff off, pull stuff on, and the magnetic stuff I think is kind of fun. It's toyetic and it's just kind of good, but we're going to be doing that with some of the figures here. You see right here, you've got these sort of characters that are going to get some love, but instead of giving you multiple heads, we're going to instead give you multiple faces. And so all you do is literally just peel off the face, sort of like Phantom of the Opera. You peel off the face, you pick up another face, it's got the magnet, and then you just snap on the face. And you've got the other one there, and you don't have to worry about snapping off and maybe cracking your neck joint. So it's just going to be face swaps. So that's it. It's really fun. So, all right, I'm going to leave it in these people's good able hands. I got to go. There's a movie coming out called Venom 3. They want me to go and do a little media for. So thanks for showing up, everybody. You're good. We're going to hand out 3 of these giveaways here. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'll make sure I sign this last one here. And maybe it might just be give it to the people who ask a question or something like that, if you've got time. So there it is right there. Thank you, everybody. Be good. I'll see you around. Come say hi.
Okay, so we're still in collector edition land. We have a lot of great reveals here. Angel will help me out on some of these too. There's been a couple characters you guys have been asking for. So here they are. So Power Girl's little long-awaited figure, Captain Cold, and Green Lantern Guy Gardner, right?
There we go.
So with Streaky, we're completing all the pets, the super pets, the best we can. We showed Ace the Bat Hound. So lots more coming in spring of 2025 for collector edition. And then on the 2-pack side, it's been a while since we've done Thomas Wayne. So with Zoom from the kind of historic Flashpoint story arc from about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So look for those this winter. Great giftable set for DC fans. AJ's going to take us through McFarlane Toys Digital, which is our NFT digital collectible kind of hybrid toys here. So AJ, take it away.
Yeah, so the way these work is we call them digital because it's obviously a physical figure, but when you purchase this, they're $24.99. You also get a digital version of that figure, which you can then, it's very, very easy to unlock, and you place it into our digital viewer app. You can move it around inside this environment that we've created. It's it's a very cool experience, and we're on our third. This is our third wave here. So we had Robin, the Joker, and if you buy those two, plus we go to the next slide here, I believe you also need Flash. Then, and sorry if you flip back, Brian, you can build the digital figure. So that's what this collect to build Psycho Pirate is. It's not a it's not a physical build-a-figure. It is a digital build-a-figure. So you collect all three, you unlock this very rare digital build-a-figure, and that's how that works. So these are actually just hitting stores now, and if we go ahead, Brian, you can see we also have a really cool Platinum Edition variant of the Joker.
My keys got a little mashed up. There you go. Okay.
It's all good. So the black and white suit Silver Age Joker is, I think, one of our coolest Jokers we've done. Incredible head sculpt.
And then staying with the Joker, a 12-inch posed figure with a digital NFT as well.
Yeah, and so same system here, except this is a 12-inch post figure, but it also includes a digital collectible, which you'll get a code in the box. You go to mtd.gg, enter the code, you unlock it, and you're able to check it out in our viewer app. And it's free to download viewer app. Everything's very cool.
We're going to jump to the DC Direct slice here. So Batman, the animated series, ongoing action figure line here. These are hitting stores now. The Lightning Strike Batman, Two-Face, Christmas with the Joker, and the Build-A-Figure there. The new figure is Maxi Zeus, as well as the Batwing will be up for pre-order as part of Target's Fall Geek Out event. We revealed this at WonderCon. It got delayed, but it's still coming, and it's important because it's your first chance to get Bruce Wayne as the Build-A-Figure from the Batman the Animated Series universe. So look for that, it's coming. It was originally slated for this summer, it got delayed for a couple of reasons, but we are still following through, so Bruce Wayne is coming, and you can get Hardak, Bane, Poison Ivy, and the Mask of Phantasm. So great Build-A-Figure wave coming this spring. On the new Batman Adventures side, these are hitting stores right now, but Anti-Fire Suit, Firefly, and the Creeper, so go pre-order those now. Those are up everywhere, so excited to keep that line going as well. It is Batman's 85th anniversary, so we launched half-scale cowls just a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and it's just a great way to celebrate Batman's costume over the course of the years. You can see Nightfall to the classic 66, the Batman the Animated Series, but we have 3 reveals here. The next wave, which is Batman Begins. It's the 20th anniversary of Batman Begins next year, if anybody can believe it. And Detective Comics, kind of the first appearance look there, and then Batman Hush from Jim Lee's famous run in 2002.
Yeah, the one other thing I'll mention is that Batman Hush, we have it here in person for the first time ever. So we have a display table over there at the back, so after the panel, if you want to check out that Batman Hush cowl, we do have, I believe, the full first wave over there too. So if you want to check them out, they're super cool, very reasonable, I believe $14.99 price point, and yeah, a great addition to the full 1-to-1 scale cowl that also we had our first Batman 89 cowl come out in the summer, and we're going to be doing more of the 1-to-1 cowls as well, so look forward to that.
Great. Todd showed off some of the Todd's mods. The first wave, because I didn't advance the slide like an idiot, has Swamp Thing, Bane, and Batman in it. So if you're a fan of any of those characters, go check those out. We've got them on display here, all 3 of them. So at the end of the panel, come check those out. Batman 66, the classic TV series. Really rounding out the portfolio of characters here. So these are all in stores now. Anybody familiar with the movie poster knows that red Batman suit, along with Wonder Woman, which was inspired by Linda Carter in the comic books. So great way to get her in there, and Clock King as well. So excited to round out Batman 66, and the Batcycle for Batgirl is up as well. So for anybody who got the original figure, perfect vehicle here for her as well. Superpowers, the next Superpowers wave comes out this spring. It is, quite frankly, I think the most perfect Superpowers wave of characters here. So Lobo, Robin, the Atom, the Flash, Batman, and then the Superman in his regeneration suit. So anybody who's been collecting these retro toys, I think this is a perfect fit for those collectors. On to DC Direct. So we just launched the Batman v Superman Batman resin statue for pre-order. Catwoman by Jock, that iconic cover. Just a beautiful, beautiful statue. And then J. Scott Campbell, of course, has been designing our CoverGirls line. That's up for pre-order for pre-order now as well. But what's coming up next is we're launching a crowdfund based on a kind of an iconic piece of DC cover artwork. So we'll roll the video here. Those as well. Todd's going to sign the Batman version. That's going to launch on McFarlane Toy Store's Collector Club in the next week or so. So go check that out. Excited to kind of bring that series to life. Great wall art piece for anybody who's got a man cave or allowed to put a Batman statue in their living room. I'm allowed one per room. So there you go. We're going to jump to sports here. AJ, you want to take us through the NFL figures we have coming?
Yeah, so obviously we came back with sports over the last year or so. I'm just going to show a few here from the NFL. Excuse me, all these are up for pre-order now. We've got some obviously really great players from a large assortment of teams, and we recently adjusted the displays. So they used to come with a full cardboard backdrop, so we've adjusted that so that you can see the figure more prominently when it's on your shelf, but it's still a really cool display piece for any NFL fans out there. So look for those, available for pre-order now, shipping soon. These are the two-pack, the Kelsey brothers two-pack. Obviously, one of the most popular brother duos in the NFL, and then of course we've got the Mahomes and Kelsey two-pack too. So look out for those as well.
And then UFC, we announced these in San Diego. The first wave is up for pre-order now. The four of the biggest fighters here. AJ, you want to take us through it?
Yeah, so Conor McGregor, Israel Adesanya, John Jones, and Sean O'Malley are all up for pre-order. They will be shipping in early 2025 and towards the end of 2024. But yeah, great first wave. There's going to be more waves to come, so definitely look out for those if you're a fan of UFC.
And each UFC statue comes with a chase, so you get alternate looks there. So excited to feature every fighting look there. Lord of the Rings is having a moment for the first time in a little bit. So there's going to be an anime movie called The War of Rohirrim that launches classic Lord of the Rings timing in December. We have 3 3/4-inch Build-A-Figures here coming from Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. So Helm Hammerhand, who's the king of Rohan, his daughter Hera. They're the kind of two main characters. Shank the Orc, the kind of big villain wolf. And then the Snow Troll. We love creatures again here at McFarlane Toys. So that's the Build-A-Figure. And a standout piece, we're selling this separately, but this is going to be, you can rebuild the Helm's Deep out of cardboard in scale with the figures. It spans over 7 feet long. It's huge, but if you're a fan of the second Lord of the Rings film, and hopefully a fan of this film, look for this in stores as well. And then last but not least, in San Diego Comic-Con, we launched BRZRKR we revealed this anyways. We just have a recap video here to show you how we announced the figure and what it looks like with Keanu Reeves himself.
So please give a very big Hall H warm welcome to comic book legend, Mr. Todd McFarlane.
So here's why I'm here, all right? It's obviously Roman's panel here, and they've got BRZRKR here. We're fortunate enough, McFarlane Toys, we got the license to be able to do this comic. So I have the prototypes for those toys with me. Yeah, you want to show? Okay, pull it on. Put it down. Pull it on, right here.
What is it like for you seeing me younger?
Well, we're already in production. It's beginning the process, so you'll be able to get it in your hand. Thank you,
So that'll go up for pre-order in the next couple of months, so look for that. Obviously loaded with accessories. There's the 2 versions, the main version, the battle damaged version. It's been one of the most popular comics of the 21st century, so excited to bring this into 3D form. And with that, we'll round out our fan vote. So if you missed this before, you want to vote here, scan that QR code, and we'll see who we're going to be making next. And I think Green Lantern Jade is the front runner at the moment. Anybody else? I think that's not a photo finish, right? It's pretty.
That looks pretty clear to me.
Great. All right, so look for Green Lantern Jade sometime in 2025. Thanks for participating. We have a couple minutes if you want to ask a question, but that's our panel.
Thanks, guys.
Over
I'll get
40
some photos
reveals,
and stuff down on the table,
thank you
so
very
look
much.
for those soon.